This is my week 5 project, and it's going to be about understanding canine intelligence. It's a breed-based analysis. So I want to talk about the significance of understanding intelligence or obedience in dog breeds. Understanding intelligence and obedience in dog breeds provides valuable insights for effective training. It enhances the human-animal bond and promotes responsible ownership and the well-being of both dogs and their owners. Okay, so this research project, I'm going to start with the question. My research question was, does the intelligence or obedience classification vary significantly among different dog breeds? Hypothesis in words. So the null hypothesis is there is a significant difference in intelligence or obedience among different dog breeds. My alternative hypothesis is there is not a significant difference in intelligence or obedience among different dog breeds. So here you're going to see my hypothesis written in symbols. So my null hypothesis here on the left, you can see represented there. And then on the right, my alternative hypothesis is represented as this. Data source and collection. This data was collected from the data set available on a site called data.world, specifically the Intelligence of Dogs dataset. Now, this dataset encompasses information on various dog breeds, their classifications, and obedience levels. The data collection process involved compiling information from multiple sources to create a comprehensive dataset. Now, our date, variables, experimental survey setting, and method of measurements. The data set is a compilation of information on dog breeds from various regions. The date set spans multiple years and it does not have a specific collection date. I'm assuming it took quite a while. The variables are the key variables of interest is the obedience level as classified in the data set. Experimental survey setting. The study is observational and it's using existing data that's already been collected. The method of measurements, the obedience levels are based on expert evaluations and surveys as documented in the data set. So yeah, it's been probably collected for quite some time. So hopefully it's very accurate because of my sample size being so large. Descriptive statistics and graphs. So my sample size was 138. The dataset includes information on about 138 dog breeds. The mean obedience level across all the dog breeds is 63.14%. The standard deviation of obedience levels is 19.55%. The 5-number summary, the minimum obedience level is 30%. The 25th percentile is 50%. The median obedience level is 70%. The 75th percentile is 85%, and the maximum obedience level is at 95%. Here's a graph representation of my data. On the x-axis, you will see a list of the dog breeds involved in this study. And on the left is the distribution of the obedience level. So it's the percentage of obey. Here's a fun graph representing the distribution of obedience levels over reps. So you can see the correlation between the upper reps and the lower reps there, represented by the orange and the green lines. This is a representation of obedience levels across all the dog breeds that were included in the study. Confidence interval. My z-score came out to be about 1.96%, and that's for a 95% confidence interval. My margin of error is about 3.26%. And I can state, based on just those above calculations, with a 95% confidence that the true mean obedience level across all dog breeds is likely to fall between approximately 59.88% and 66.40%. For the hypothesis test results, my selected significance level is a standard 0.05%, being the other part of that my 95% interval there for confidence. The degrees of freedom came out to 137, and the critical region for a two-tailed test with that 0.05 level of significance, the critical values are approximately plus or minus 1.977, and the p-value associated with the calculated test statistic is remarkably close to 0. So that's important to note there. So given that my t statistic is equal to 5.236, being greater than 1.977, and because my p-value is close to 0, which is less than my 0.05 significance level, I'm going to reject the null hypothesis. In the context of this study, I have evidence that suggests that the average obedience level across dog breeds is significantly different from the average working obedience dog intelligence. The conclusion. I conclude that the average obedience level across dog breeds is significantly different from the average working obedience intelligence level. This suggests that there are variations in obedience levels among different dog breeds, and this difference is statistically significant. The analysis of the intelligence and obedience levels across various dog breeds yielded insightful results. Notable variations were observed in both intelligence classifications and obedience percentages. The findings suggest that a nuanced relationship between intelligence and obedience in dogs. While certain breeds exhibit high levels of both traits, others display a more diverse range of behaviors, and this has practical implications for dog training approaches and breed selection. It's important to acknowledge the limitations of this study. The dataset, though it was comprehensive, may not capture the full spectrum of individual variation within each breed. Additionally, external factors influencing obedience were not extensively explored. Future research could delve deeper into the specific training methods that prove most effective for different breeds. Exploring the impact of environmental factors on obedience levels could also be a more comprehensive understanding. This study contributes valuable insights into the relationship between intelligence and obedience in dogs. By acknowledging its limitations, this research opens up venues for further exploration and refinement of our understanding of canine behaviors. Here are some references in APA format. I want to say thank you for watching my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed.